Hey everyone, my name is Sean Cecil from the Oculus Institute, and today we're going to talk about empathetic listening. Before we dive in, let's define what empathetic listening is and what it is not. So empathetic listening is when you're holding space for somebody and they're sharing something that has happened in their life. It may be something that has been unpleasant for them. It may be something where they feel that they've been wronged. It may be something where it's created a lot of trauma from them. It may be something that's, from their childhood. Whatever it is, they're sharing it. And you as the listener are doing nothing other than listening, asking questions, and repeating back to them how they've told you they feel, or, some basically serving as a mirror. What you are not doing is you are not trying to fix their problem. You are not trying to tell them what to do. You are not correcting them. You are not trying to take up their sword and create a drama triangle like we talked about in the last video. You're just being present for them so that they can express to you what has happened, and then you just give them kindness and love and a warm ear. Now, it is phenomenal how much good this can do for people. There is actually some fairly extensive scientific research that empathetic listening helps people move through trauma, helps them develop greater self-awareness, and certainly helps form bonds within relationships. On the other hand, most people don't know how to do it, right? Because most people will either try to fix the problem or oppose the problem. Most people aren't comfortable being present with somebody else's discomfort, right? Because then what happens is people are like, oh, well, that person's uncomfortable. Now I have to be uncomfortable, right? Maybe they're making themselves responsible for someone else's emotions. Maybe they're not in control of their own state. Maybe all kinds of things. But for the person who's in that wounded state, what that's perceived as is, I can't show up as I really am. I can't be honest about everything that's going on because then I will be judged, rejected, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right. This is why, for many people, therapy can be helpful, right? Having somebody who's a well-adjusted human being who actually seems to care, right? Who's being present, that's a good way of moving through a lot of basic kind of wounds and stuff like that. As you get into more complex woundings and deeper stuff, you may need tools that go way beyond standard psychotherapy, and that's fine. But all of us as human beings can show up in a way where we try to empathetically listen for others. So if you're somebody who is dealing with something right now, I'd encourage you to find somebody who's capable of providing you empathetic listening, right? Who's capable of just being present, who's capable of, preferably asking some good questions, right? Because it's a great healing modality. And if you're somebody who's not moving through something like that, think about who in your life you could show up for, because we're all in this together. And personally in my life, I found that just kind of loving listening ear has been tremendously healing for various things that I've gone through. And the more of us show up and do that for our fellow man, I think the happier and healthier we're all going to be. So go out there and do some good. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found value here, or if there was something that resonated with you, then I'd encourage you to explore more and check out my free 5-video workshop series on how to figure out your next career step. All you have to do is go to www.oculusinstitute.com/nextcareerstep. It'll take you to the first video in the playlist. You can go through, watch all of them, and at the end, you'll know what's the next step for you to bring you to a career that's both fulfilling and financially prosperous. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the other side.